After a traumatic brain injury changed her life, our next guest began to see the digital world in a very different way and the barriers many people still face every day. Brittany Ritter, Miss Santa Cruz County, joins us now with how that experience inspired her mission to advocate for web accessibility and greater online inclusion. Brittany, welcome to Live in the Bay.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Yes, you know, take me back and what do you want people to understand about the experience that brought you to this point?
Yeah, well, I was forced firsthand to learn just how important accessibility is and just how far we have to go in terms of making the digital world accessible, just like we've made the physical world.
And what was that moment like for you when you realized that?
Yeah, well, a freak accident left me with a brain injury. So for me, that looked like a year of what I like to call hibernation. Lots of pain, lots of symptoms, and I'm lucky enough to say that I've healed from a majority of those. I still live with some pain, but healing, not everyone gets to experience that.
Yeah.
So my goal here with my platform as Miss Santa Cruz County is to be the voice that millions of Americans living with disabilities, especially invisible pain, the voice that they don't get. So I'm trying to help amplify their needs.
Yes, and what does that mean to you to now use this platform to be able to do that?
Yeah, it means the world. It's an experience that I never thought I would be a part of. My former career, I worked in tech as a product designer, so I saw how for other countries like Europe and Canada, the things that I was creating for online had to be more accessible. But in the US, our standards were a lot lower. So it's a mission that I feel like has slowly been building, whether or not I realized it at the time. And now being able to host accessibility workshops to help small businesses and nonprofits and even large tech companies learn how to build with accessibility in mind really means the world to me.
Yeah, and when people hear web accessibility, they might not understand exactly what that means. So what are some of the examples that you were experiencing firsthand?
Totally. Well, it can be very simple. Something as simple as text size. If a font is too small, lots of people can't read it. Or colors. If color contrast isn't distinct enough, you can't see that, especially for someone like me who had to use a very strong red tint on all of my screens when I was in that healing process. So very simple things help people with disabilities, but they also make life easier for everyone.
Yeah. Is there any other example you can give in addition to font size? Because I think this is so informational.
Totally. One I like to share a lot because it's relevant to social media use, which we all use social media, is hashtags. There's something called camel case. So if you post a hashtag, typically people write it in all lowercase letters. But with camel case, you capitalize the first letter of each word. That way, screen readers, it's a type of assistive technology, when they read the hashtag aloud, they actually know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they can't really differentiate what words you're using.
Yeah, okay, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
And so now, how are you using your platform? You mentioned earlier during workshops, what are some of the ways that you are actually, you know, helping others and making this so that everyone can, spreading the word, if you will?
Yeah, today I've trained almost 1,000 people to date. 1,000 is my goal for the end of the summer.
Yeah.
To help them learn how to take actionable accessibility tips into their own life. But I also post weekly accessibility design tips on my Instagram, which is another great way that I get to use my platform within the Miss America organization. And I also advocate for improved accessibility legislation. So that looks like reaching out to my elected officials and other politicians.
Yeah, amazing, incredible.
Thank you.
And what's at stake when there isn't web accessibility? What is, you know, what is at stake there?
Everything. It's not just a nice to have, it's not a luxury, it's a human right. By not giving this to people, we're actively barring people from living and thriving in the modern age. So if someone tries to apply to a job online, if they try to order a t-shirt online, they are actively barred from doing so because 95% of websites today are not accessible.
Wow.
So we really do have far to go.
Yeah, in that, you know, along that line, what do you hope that the internet looks like in 5 years or 10 years from now?
Yeah, well, in 5 or 10 years, I hope that people with disabilities don't have to keep repeating their needs because hopefully by then we'll have policy in place that demands these needs be met.
Yeah, well, you are working hard to make sure that that happens. So thank you so much for using your platform and just sharing about the importance of this. I really appreciate you.
Of course.
Yes,
Thank
where can people follow along and learn more about you?
Yeah, well, they can check out the Miss California org website, but they can also follow me personally at Miss Santa Cruz County, CA on Instagram.
Okay, amazing.